Good Tuesday morning. I'm meteorologist Byron Douglas on this October 7th. We do have quite a bit of rain out there. Exercise some extra time here during your morning commute, even if you're going to be out at lunchtime or this evening. Just a reminder, we're here each weekday at 8:30. We do have the flooding risk, which is in play through today, pretty much area-wide. Now, once we take this fall, I'll say good morning to folks that are on our platforms. We do appreciate it. So again, scattered severe flooding is possible generally across the entire viewing area. You just got reports up on Oak Hill, flooded roadway there. And then also Virginia, under the underpass there. We heard from our radio partner, Dennis John Bailey and Diane Douglas, are making some water rescues there on Virginia. That area can flood pretty quickly. We're not risk generally for any severe weather. We had quite a bit of lightning across the viewing area here early this morning. But the primary threat marker is that potential. I'm going to go ahead and grab this full here so you can see it. We risk for that flooding threat as we go through this afternoon and then early this evening. But we still have quite a bit of rain out there right now. And then we're not risk for hail or tornado or damaging winds or anything like that. So that's the latest. And let's go to Doppler radar. I'd love to do some nowcasting out there. Good morning to Jason, William, Jeff, Miller out in Savah, 1.45 in the rain gauge. Thank you for those reports. We've had 1.5 here at the station. We can have some amounts up to 3 inches. Some of our Doppler radar indicated rain totals between 1 and 2 inches of rain. A little bit of lightning there, kind of along south of Highway 1389 in eastern Davis County up to the Hancock County line. And the last lightning strikes were the downtown area. We had some earlier between Evansville and Henderson. I'm using the base reflectivity of the radar, areas there in yellow, even some reds indicating some heavier bands of showers. And when I pulled out all the rain and looked at the velocity tables, we had a wind gust or two at 35. I think I do that again here, so we'll make some stops. So you pick a city or in town, still some steady rain. Keep in mind, through construction zones, there might be new drainage areas out there that can flood. You guys know the drill, be careful. So generally, we're not seeing any tight circulation. The green is inbound to the radar up in Owensville. The red is outbound. We had some winds up to 30, as I mentioned. And it's pretty steady streams there of rain. We're not generally, I'd be surprised if we had any hail reports. I haven't had any here early this morning. But what I'm doing is I'm showing the freezing layer is about 12 to 15,000 feet. So this is the best candidate for a little bit of lightning. Tell City points to the north, Perry, Spencer up towards New Boston, Lamar and those locations, and then western Davis County, and then out south there, Spotsville. That's where we have bumps through the atmosphere, and we're seeing a little bit of lift. And then you'll see that's where you're seeing the heavier rates of rainfall. In fact, west of Fordsville there, north of Dundee, south of Whitesville, there's another lightning strike. That's lightning that's made it down to the surface. So everybody pretty much seeing rain. Now we're going to have some showers heading into lunch at the Fall Festival. Showers kind of becoming scattered, in that 30% range, I think is what I have in our 14 First Alert weather app. But we're waiting on a front that's generally between about Troy, Missouri, north of St. Louis, up through Chicago. And that's where as the front, even though we'll have a wind shift this afternoon out of the northwest, that's not the front working on through. It's going to work through between about 5 and 7 p.m. Clouds have been as low as 400 feet off the surface, so temperatures are pretty much consistent. See if we can find the front. It's Chicago through Chicago at 57, and back in Omaha is at 46 degrees. In fact, as we go into Wednesday and Thursday morning specifically, we're going to have low temps area-wide for the first time this fall drop into the 40s. We had 149 in late September, but this will be area-wide. Overcast skies, kind of like a head and shoulders here that we could work in a little bit of sun during the afternoon. However, clouds are going to fill back in as that front works on through. So kind of interesting looking at the cloud chart that there's a case to be made for a little bit of sun. And out at the Twin Bridges, north and southbound, you see that reduction there in visibility. Temps, we're still pretty much seeing consistent showers throughout the board. And there's a look down the Lloyd Expressway at this hour. So this is latest what we have in our 14 First Alert weather app. Showers will thin out during the afternoon, and then a 20% chance of what I would call isolated thunderstorms as that front will barrel on through. I'm using the rapid refresh model. This is different from what I was using on 14 News Sunrise because I think it's doing a better job of handling the ongoing convection and precipitation. So here at 9:10 this morning, still some showers. Now winds are already going to be draining out of the northwest. That's not the frontal boundary going through. So we take a break. There's a case to be made for to wind in a little bit of sunshine as we go through the matinee. So if you're going down to grab your lunch there at 2, 3 o'clock, I think for the most part, you'll be pretty good. And this is at 5, 6, 7 o'clock, showing enough development, not a lot, where we see a few thunderstorms germinating, is that front where we have enough lift in the atmosphere to touch off some isolated showers and storms. Even some bigger cells between Madisonville and Hopkinsville, but that could set up anywhere. So you could catch that rogue severe thunderstorm warning as that front works on through. Then the winds will pick up. Now as we go through Wednesday, that's going to be a breezy day, but fairly bright through that time frame with a fair amount of sunshine. So here's the 7-day forecast. There's those lows into the 40s. I've even trimmed temps. We'll grab this full here in a moment. A couple of nickels on Wednesday morning, but look at those low temps. So some of you have been running the air when we've had those temperatures. We had those temperatures in the 80s. And so 77, 72 for your Wednesday, 70 Thursday, a 72 on Friday. And for the Fall Festival Parade, a high of 77. And a shout out. We're looking forward to being in the Fall Festival Parade, and Mike Blake will be leading off the parade, Grand Marshal, for the first time since 1992. You can see if any rain reports came in. William, appreciate the rain report. Grand Oto of 2 inches there, appreciate it. Give me your name and town. Jeff Miller in Savah, 1.45. All right, appreciate it. Mitch Carter's in the house. So any rain reports will come back, along with Casey. I saw Casey. We did a rock, paper, scissors concert, so tournament, I should say. Mitch was live at the Fall Festival, so he's been actually through all the elements. We do appreciate that. And we'll be handing out the 14 bags. We'll be handing out the free merch later on today and through the week. We'll talk to you soon.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Joining us here for the news portion of the 8:30 stream show, I'm Mitch Carter.
That's right. I'm Casey Mason. Mitch, great job out there
Thank
as
you.
he was handling the elements live for us on West Franklin
Good job
Street
to you as
for
well.
day 2
Lots of fun.
coverage. It was very dry and warm in the studio. Not going to brag.
I'm
so
I'm still wet.
I will be seeing my day down there tomorrow, friends. That's for sure. But yeah, we just want to kind of recap some of the events that are taking place at the Fall Fest. So I'll go ahead and cover this for us. We got a full screen that we'll pull up here for you guys to talk about some of the things that are happening. So just looking at today's Fall Fest schedule, at 10 o'clock this morning, the Half Pot booths are going to open back up along West Franklin Street. Just a reminder that you can also buy tickets anytime online as long as you are in Indiana. You do have Troy Miller at 11 o'clock on the Bossy stage, and then all rides then open up at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Then at 5 o'clock, you have the famous tug of war competition taking place near the Bossy stage, and that same stage is going to be packed tonight. At 6:30, you're going to have the Youth of the Day. At 7, you have that amateur hour night 2, which is is the big talent show. And then at 8:15, you'll have the Queen and King contest. All half pot booths and rides then close for the night at 10 o'clock to gear up for the next day of fun,
There
Miss
you go.
Carter.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And speaking of the fun, fried food, of course, a staple there at the Fall Festival, but there are also some healthy choices as well. Talk about this every year. Deaconess has their Wise Choice program once again back for you. Officials say there are at least 13 booths offering at least 15 of those healthier items. Some of them there are some sugar-free shake-ups. You've got pulled barbecue chicken nachos, fruit haystacks, and pork and pineapple street tacos. Leaders want to make sure these are options for those managing certain health conditions out there.
The Fall Festival, we think of all the fried food, the unhealthy food, and that's okay if you come here and splurge. But some people do want a little bit lighter meal options. Maybe they have heart disease or diabetes and they're watching their carb intake, their sodium intake, things like that. So if you're looking for something a little bit healthier, just look for the Wise Choice sign and they're there to help you out.
Officials say you could, of course, spot those healthy items by looking for special green signs on the booths. Deaconess officials say they have a special Wise Choice Munchie Map available as well, and that lists nutrition facts for each item.
Well, there you go. Keeping things healthy down there on the
Got
Fall
to.
Fest. Not going to lie, I'm not mad about that. I will definitely be looking for the green signs down there and a little deep fried food as well.
Absolutely.
It's about balance, guys. All right, if you are wanting to get downtown and need some help, of course, Mets, they are helping out all week long. You're going to get some help from Mets over. So this is going to start. Here's the kind of the lineup for the Fall Festival lunch shuttle there. Officials say that there will be several pickups and drop-off locations near the Civic Center. That's going to run every half hour from 11 to 2 today through Friday, and then drop-off and pickup area on West Franklin Street will be at Wabash Avenue every quarter hour, and then we do have more information on that exact route there. It can be found at 14news.com. But just a reminder, officials say that standard bus fare applies for all passengers on that as well if
There
you
you
want to
go.
use it. So
Find your way down there. Lock on
yeah,
in.
it should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. As we mentioned yesterday, I'm going to be joining Rob Miles down there for on-air name Robinson Miles.
Yes, please.
I
Government
apologize.
name.
It's his government name. But yeah, Rob Miles and I will be downtown from Wednesday through Friday. Jamie French is going to be off for those days, so I'm going to fill in for the evening shows. I will miss my Sunrise family, of course, but you and Byron will be just fine, I think.
Be a guy's day down
Some
here
guests
Wednesday
will be
through
in the
Friday.
studio?
Yes, so we're gonna have some
Yeah.
nut clubbers. The ones if you've watched your 14 News Sunrise, the folks we've had in on this on
And it's
whatever,
it
dude.
is early.
The people we've talked to in the morning will be back here this time. They'll be in the studio versus me being down there because, of course, I'm solo. Me and Byron, so it'll be fun.
You guys know we get up at like 2 a.m.
It's
We
early.
start our day very early, so we're allowed to know that words are hard
Yes, I
sometimes.
wasted all my talent on
You,
Franklin Street.
you
I'm
literally went above and beyond today. His very last live hit, if you did not see it on the morning news, he was literally standing out in the rain, just water up to your knees, I think, at that point. Okay, that's a little dramatic, but yeah, you took one for the team out there, my
I'm
friend.
looking for sympathy views. Those that joined, thank you. Feel bad for me.
That's right. Feel sorry for him. But yeah, you'll be nice, warm, cozy studio tomorrow. I'll be down on Franklin Street for the 4, 5, and 6 through the rest of the week. And overall, we're having a great time covering the Fall Fest. I can't wait to get down there and try some food and hopefully stay dry. I think we're getting like some fall weather tomorrow.
Yeah,
so I'm looking
and
forward to that.
It should be after the rain today. Hopefully, it kind of tapers off there around lunchtime, hopefully, and then kind of gets out of here. It should be a beautiful rest of the week. So more fall-like, maybe sweatshirt and shorts, that kind of thing. If you're into that, should be fun.
Well, I tell you what, that's a couple, just recapping
Mm-hmm.
some headlines for you guys here this morning and some of the stuff we want to let you know about here today, mainly about the Fall Fest, of
Yes.
course. But hey, that's the name of the game this week.
That
So
is.
Half Pot is officially past 500,000.
Yes.
So that's pretty exciting
Yeah, it's
as
still
well.
climbing this morning, even with the online
Yes.
ticket sales. They mentioned that before. I talked about that yesterday. It's interesting now this year. First time they have online sales, and the Nut Clubbers said they're not used to seeing it climb before it's open. People
I
are buying
know.
tickets literally around the clock. So hopefully,
I already had
they-
friends like, you want to go in? I was like, all right. My husband Will's
Yeah.
like, get a ticket. Let's go. So
Absolutely. Well, our team coverage will continue here throughout the day and throughout the week on 14 News. For now, though, it is 8:44 here on your Tuesday morning. For those getting up and joining us, we appreciate you. Please enjoy the rest of your day. Get down there, enjoy some healthy or not so healthy options, and we'll see you guys back here bright and early tomorrow. Take
see
care.
ya.